Well, good morning. Here it is. It's Thursday. It's September the 22nd. And anyway, I think it's supposed to be a few degrees cooler today. So hopefully maybe it'll be a little more comfortable, for maybe when you're out and about and if you have to get out in the hot sun. Anyway, but God is in His own timing going to change the seasons, and anyway, hope that you're doing well this morning. I hope that you were able to rest and now ready to tackle whatever God sends our way today. I'll bring a devotion, share a devotion with you this morning entitled "The Source of Their Greatness." 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 28, I want you to listen to what Paul wrote. He said, God chose things despised by the world, things counted as nothing at all, and used them to bring to nothing what the world considers important. When we think of the apostles, I think, if you're like me, probably many of us, we tend to put them on pedestals. They seemingly they seem like superhuman individuals, but you know what? They were actually ordinary people, just like you and me. I mean, they made mistakes, and the Bible is very honest about the mistakes that they made. But in spite of the mistakes, you see, they became saints. I heard about a Sunday school teacher one time, and she asked her class, can any of you tell me what a saint is? Well, one of the little girls in the class, she thought about how, she had seen these stained glass windows, depicting the apostles, and she remembered how beautiful the light came through, the window, how beautiful it was. And so she raised her hand and she said this: saints are people the light shines through. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that neat? Listen, what the girl said was true. I mean, if you're a Christian, if you're a believer in Jesus Christ, then you're a saint. And here's the deal: it's not because you performed a miracle or that you've been canonized. A saint is simply a follower of Jesus Christ. Now here's what we need, all of us need to understand. The apostles, they weren't perfect people. They made mistakes, and plenty of them. They had disagreements, they had problems, and they had challenges. But despite that, they made an impact on the world. That's why I think I love, the Chosen series. They had, it's been 2 seasons, and we're all anxiously waiting on season 3. It's because the way they depict the apostles is, they were just ordinary people. They had attitudes. They had, and I'm really glad that they show that, because that shows that, that God can use us just the same. Again, the apostles, they were just ordinary people, but God, He did extraordinary things through them. You see, their greatness, it was not because of who they were, but it was because God had His hand on them. Paul wrote, in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, in the verse before the one I read to begin with, in verse 27, he said this, said, God chose things the world considers foolish in order to shame those who think they are wise. And He chose things that are powerless to shame those who are powerful. Now, in the Message translation, it puts it this way: isn't it obvious that God deliberately chose men and women that the culture overlooks and exploits and abuses, chose these nobodies to expose the hollow pretensions of the somebodies? How true that is. God, He seems to go out of His way to choose, unexpected people to go to unexpected places to do unexpected things. I hope that will encourage you today. I know it encourages me, to kind of, refocus and look at these things. I've read these verses, many times before, but it's good to refocus and look at them and understand that God, He can use you and I just the same as He used the apostles way till 2,000 years ago. And He does that. And God gets the glory for it. That's the key, is we just need to be obedient to what God wants each one of us to do. And then God will use us in ways that we can't even imagine. And God will get the glory for it. But anyway, I hope that encourages you today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember, Angie and I, we love you guys, and we're praying for you. And Lord willing, I'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless you.